So like a lot of my audience is like looking to land kind of their first jobs and they've heard about, you know, Salesforce and they're in that. So one of the questions I have is like, what's the kind of perfect person? Can someone just get their admin certification and then hop into freelancing? Maybe if they do have a little business background, or would you say no?
There are, to your point, if they have a little bit of business background, I would say be comfortable carrying a conversation with another person. All right. And some people are going to say, whoa, that's not me. And some people are going to say, I can carry a conversation with somebody. That's easy. Okay, great. Then that's great. So is an admin certification enough, or one of these baseline certifications, app builder, dev one, something like that? Can I move into consulting? Right. The short answer is yes, but your mountain is going to be much higher to climb. What you typically do as a beginner, and this is a tactic that we use inside of the freelance program, but what we do is I highly recommend people searching out volunteer opportunities. And you can find these volunteer opportunities in different ways. A lot of people are like, oh, I'll just go to volunteermatch.org. And it's, I don't see anything. I guess I've given up on my journey. So we deep dive a little deeper into how to actually find nonprofits in your area. If you know that Salesforce, their nonprofit success pack is free for nonprofits for their first 10 users, you can get that set up for nonprofits who aren't even using Salesforce and they're right next door in your area. Get them set up, streamline their processes. Boom. Now they're on Salesforce. And then the next question you're asking is, yeah, Brad, I ask you how to find clients and make money, not how to do free work for nonprofits. The cool thing about doing volunteer work is I've done this multiple times. I've had a lot of students do this, and it works better than you think. And it's funny. Grab a volunteer project, knock it out of the park, do a good job, act like they're paying you big bucks, and then draw a very finite line of what you're going to complete in this project. You draw a very clean barrier around it. This is what we're going to accomplish. I'm going to spend up to 40 hours helping you out as a volunteer. And then when you hit that wall, you say, hey guys, I really enjoyed working with you. This has been a great experience for me. I hope you've enjoyed working with me. However, I do have to move on to my paying clients and focus on them. Whether you have paying clients or not, doesn't matter. This is part of being a salesman. I have to move on to my paying customers and focus on them right now. However, if you would like to set up a managed services agreement with me, or we can put a statement of work together for a new project for you, we can scope that out. And I would be happy to keep working with you guys, but I am going to have to charge you my nonprofit rate, and pick your nonprofit rate. So it could be $50 an hour. And this is what happens. A lot of people ask me when I tell them about this, they say, Brad, why wouldn't they just go find another volunteer? To put it lightly, volunteers tend to suck. And they come in, they do horrible work, or they're not responsive, they're not communicative, they didn't listen, they built something without asking if that was the right thing to do, and they cause headaches for the nonprofits. So guess what? Once that nonprofit, either they're going to know right away that you're valuable, they want to pay you 50, 60, 70 bucks an hour, or they're going to say, oh, we'll just find another volunteer, and they're going to get burnt a couple of times. And then they're going to go, what was that guy's name? I have got to call him or her back and do that statement of work or that managed services or whatever. And boom, you've got your first client, and you are a beginner. So that is an amazing way for whether you're a Salesforce expert or a Salesforce beginner. If you want a low responsibility, low risk way to land your first client, that's it right there. So yes, you can get in, but I would say if you want to come in and just dominate the Salesforce freelance space, yeah, it's going to help if you have 2 or 3 years of consulting experience and 5 certifications under your belt. But at the end of the day, with Salesforce skill and ability to communicate and a readiness to challenge yourself, you can do it. It's just know that this is not overnight. Give yourself 6 months to develop your pitch, to develop your understanding of the space, and network and find those clients.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Because I'm wondering if people are hearing this, they're like, this is what I want to do with my life. Like, I'd love to make 200K, make working X amount of hours a week, or and what that kind of looks like. I do have some questions on the front of being a freelancer. I think there's a fear there, right? W-2 jobs come with security to an extent. And they have this idea. So I think that the fear of moving into the freelance space comes along with